Alright, so this is what the last 90 days are looking like. This is from my YouTube AdSense. This is my BeatStars, so from my beat sales. And bro, it's crazy how much YouTube has changed my life. Like literally, bro, so many producers are still sleeping on type beats and I do not know how the fuck to say that they are not dead. Like bro, I literally looked the term type beat here on Google Trends and you can see the graphic is going up. Like, do people even know what they're talking about when they say that artists are not looking for type beats anymore? Like bro, this is numbers, this is code numbers. You know, I'm just looking at the graphic right here. Oh, and also just one quick thing before we dive in. I just reopened my mentorship the other day, but I'm only accepting 5 serious producers only because only 5 spots remain of the original 50. And the mentorship is limited because I personally prefer to work with producers one-on-one and I've already spent hours with the other 10 producers building their type B channels from the ground up and simply getting them introduced to what are the new strategies that are working currently. So if you're tired of struggling with your own type B channel and you really want to skip these 2 years of failure that I went through, definitely consider applying for it. The link will be in the description. But just know though that once those spots fill up, the program will be closed until later on this year. And I just wanted to let you guys know about this opportunity before it's too late, because a lot of you have been DMing me to get help, you know, on their type B channel or on growing sales. So I'm really just trying to make sure that my day ones get still access to this program. But apart from that, let's dive back into the video. Now, what we're not going to do in this video is just talk about generic stuff about YouTube and all that consistent bullshit. We're not simply going to say, oh, find a low competitive niche and, you know, be consistent with it. We're not just gonna give a general advice, but actionable tips and strategies that you can start applying literally right now, bro, today, as soon as you're done watching this video. So let's get started with point 1, which is like the fundamental brick for type B channel, and is what majority of producers are really struggling with. I get tons of DMs asking about this, and it's actually finding the niche. Now, before you click away from this video because you've heard you've heard producers talking about this all over again, I actually want to give you some specific tips on how to find working niches. Because bro, we're in 2025. Like, the thing of going to the popular rapper and start doing these type beats, you know, oh yeah, I'm good at making Lil Baby type beats, I can just make a Lil Baby type beat channel. That's not gonna work because there's so many producers already, even established ones that are targeting that niche. It's simply not possible. And bro, to be honest, like, I don't even feel like artists have all that interest in still looking those type of beats. Now, something that I really like to do recently to find new working niches, you gotta be extremely active on social medias like Instagram, TikTok, I mean even YouTube, just by looking at trends. And the reason we want to do this is because we want to find new hot buzzing artists that are already going crazy viral. Like, for example, if you have been a little bit active on whatever, like Instagram, TikTok, so you might have heard of 1900 Rugrat, bro. He has been going crazy. Like, literally, he got a remix on his most viral song with Kodak Black, bro. You can tell it's going nuts. And guess what happens if I look for these artists type beat here on YouTube? I can probably tell there's gonna be some hot producers already taking advantage of it. Let's just look at like the first uploads, and bro, you can see like people are taking advantage of this. Like, look at this. 1 month ago, 50,000 views. This one, bro, 1 month ago, 240,000 views. Like, this is crazy, right? So definitely people are looking into this method. Look, 3 months ago, I must find 500,000 views. Isn't that crazy to you? And bro, I mean, this is not a huge artist. Like, he literally got 2.3 million monthly listeners. So he's not all that big yet. There are producers targeting this niche, and there are artists looking for this type of beats. And this is simply because if you have been active on the social medias, you know what's working. You know what's coming up next, okay? Now, finding a niche is cool, to be honest. If you want to also have like an idea of actual numbers, you can still use Google Trends. You can see it has been going up recently. I mean, it has ups and downs. It's pretty normal because it's a very recent keyword. Like, it started popping up only on September of 15th of September 2024. So it's pretty new. So I mean, this graphic still has time to develop. But anyway, finding a niche is cool. Like, let's say we found these artists. Now, what's even harder, it's actually finding the strategy for it. Bro, you could be using any artist, like let's just say Lil Baby, for example, generic as example. You probably find out that it's a working niche for whatever reason, right, from your market research. But if you do not have a strategy and you do not recognize patterns, and let's focus on this word right here, patterns. Let's focus on this word right here. I'm gonna explain why in just a second. Like, all this is gonna be useless. Literally, you're not gonna be needing this if you do not have a strategy and you do not know how to market your beats. The reason I like the word patterns is because, like, let's just go back to our example. So yeah, this producer seems cool. I actually know him. Shout out to Wak. But anyway, bro, let's look on his channel. He has been going crazy with his 1900 Rugrat type beats. Look at his channel, bro. There's a pattern. And if you do not recognize it, bro, there might be a problem, because I can definitely tell what he's doing. He be using the artist pictures. It's always 1900 Rugrat on these pictures, and the titles are always the same. You got Rugrat X Krilla type beat, and then you have the type beat name. And now also, if you pay close attention, he's actually using samples. Once you start finding out all these patterns, you can literally just start writing them down. So for example, one could be the titles. So what are the titles looking like? Oh, it's always 1900 Rugrat X Krilla type beat. So maybe if I want to get started in this niche, I will have to stick to that. How are the thumbnails looking like? What is he using? Oh, it's the artist picture. All right, I can do something similar. How are the beats sounding like? So go listen to the actual beats, bro. I'm not just talking about this niche, but literally everything, bro. Like, if I look at freestyle beat, the most generic keyword that I could think of for type beats, if I see a successful type beat that has been going crazy recently, like this one day ago, 30,000 views. Alright, I can click on this. Let's see how it sounds like if I want to target this niche. You understand? Like, it's all about recognizing patterns. And bro, YouTube literally relies on this. It's a social media like any other socials. So they want their life to be easier. You make their job easier if you have patterns. Because think about it, bro. YouTube is not gonna recommend a channel that doesn't have consistent thumbnails. Yeah, whatever. Don't mind how I'm writing. Or YouTube is not gonna promote a channel that doesn't have a schedule of uploads. It's not gonna promote simply a channel that has no brand. Like, that is not recognizable. That simply makes people more confused. They're not gonna keep watching, and YouTube is not gonna suggest your content, because the only reason we are making content, because, bro, you're uploading type beats, you are technically a content creator for YouTube at least. We want to make people stick longer to the platform, and you do that only if you be recognizable and you use patterns. Bro, stick these words to your head, because it's literally the most important thing when it comes to YouTube. Let's look at my channel, for example. I've said this in basically every video, but I really want to stress this because it's so important. I also have a pattern. You recognize it immediately: Spurge beats, Tug thumbnails, and I have a lot of other channels. Probably I'm gonna be putting them here in the screen so that you can see. And bro, all of them has a specific pattern and a specific brand that it's easily recognizable. You can tell that I'm really applying what I'm talking about. Now, last point, we talk about patterns. We have to find those also in the type of beats that we're making. This strategy is cool, bro, but what most producers underrate is that people actually listen to our product, which is the beat, okay? You can have the perfect thumbnail, you can have the perfect title combination, or you could be making like crazy switch ups to the beats, whatever you want, bro, but if they're not good and if they're not optimized for the niche that you're targeting, like all of this, bro, simply won't work. When we're talking about optimizing beats, the way you want to do that is, once again, let's look at the search results of whatever keyword that you put here. I put freestyle beat. I mean, I think it's a good example, to be honest. They all sound very similar, but what you want to do is click on the most recent successful beats. So for example, this one, let's open this channel. Okay, he got 90 videos, 10,000 subscribers. This is definitely going crazy. He probably knows what he's doing. So he's making freestyle beats. Then if I want to get started maybe making beats in this niche, this would be a great example. But okay, I look at the thumbnails, okay, I look at the titles, I understand what patterns he's using, but if I do not have an idea of how his beat sounds like, you know, that simply won't make sense. It simply won't complete, okay? So beats are the last step of your micro research. Yet it's one of the most important steps. So what you want to do is listen to the most popular beats and see how they sound like. How are they putting their snares? Or how are they mixing their 808s? How many bars there are until the beat actually switch ups. How are the melodies sounding like? Now you do not, and I say you do not want to copy, because if we're talking about being recognizable and having your own pattern, obviously that won't work if you're just copying on the producers. But if you build your own sound in the long term, bro, that shit is gonna be worth it. And I feel like, bro, my channel is the perfect example, because I know what you're probably thinking when you read Splurge type beat, you know, the classic piano, no melody beat that used to go viral in 2018, you know, on TikTok. I mean, bro, Splurge of that time was actually crazy, not gonna lie. But long story short, my beats have nothing to do with Splurge style. And the crazy thing is, because I took advantage of the keyword, now I'm a big channel, so obviously people recognize me. But in the long term, you know, I play the game of using samples, for example, to blow up my channel. Now I'm not using them as much as I used to do, but I built my own sound. And you do that, you know, in the long run, just to be more recognizable. Once again, I have in my own pattern. I figured out what's working for me, so I just stick to that. If you want to make a new channel, you obviously have to figure out what's working for you. To do that, bro, do your market research. It's easy as that. Listen to as many beats as you can. Look at as many keywords that you can on YouTube. Go find on Spotify, bro. If you want to find similar artists, you can literally just scroll down and you're gonna see fans are also listening to, and you can click on any of these, bro. Like Lil Tyler, he's also going. He has been going crazy lately. So like, if I want to make sure if he's a good fit or not, like, let's go on YouTube and look him up and see what producers are doing. Do the most recent uploads still have high views? If so, then it's a good keyword, you know? I mean, bro, the game is always the same, but it's all about finding patterns. Like, I can't stress this enough. If something has to stick to your head after you're watching this video, is figuring out what patterns are working currently. It's all about this. It's all about the consistency of something that's already working that you have to apply to your own channel, right? Remember, do not copy, find your own style, but look for patterns. Look for a strategy, a system that's already working for someone else. Now, this is a pretty simple plan, to be honest, but I feel like it's perfect if you just want to get started. Because, I mean, bro, like, the results that I'm getting are literally from me applying these strategies. I'm not doing anything different. It's just about using your head, using your brain that you have here to figure out what's something that is working and how I can flip that in my own favor. If you're doing type beats, you're playing the long-term game. Like, you're not doing that for quick money. You're actually doing that because you want to get big in that lane. Like, if you're actually taking type beats serious, you have to understand the potential that they have in the long term, bro. Like, I'm one of the few type beat channels that's still getting consistent views. And guess what? Because I found a pattern that's working for me. I now have a strategy that I know that I can stick to whenever I want to get consistent views, and it's literally never going to flop. Maybe my views are going to start declining, but I will find a new strategy, so who cares, okay? It's all about, me following this simple plan that I put right here. If you're actually interested in taking this very seriously, I highly recommend you to check the description and have a chance to apply for my team, start working with me, and where I can actually give you a personalized business plan to scale your type beat channel and start making real income from your type beats. This is everything I had to say for today's video. I'ma see you in the next one.